Sup everyone, we're back with more Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Time to kick off the deduction where we left it off. By trying to figure out why gravity seems to be flipped upside down. Or aka why everything has been flipped upside down, I should say. We have multiple things to look at here. The coal burning heater, that is certainly something. We've already established that gravity wasn't actually reversed in here, haven't we? In other words, this isn't an anti-gravity device at all. Which makes me very curious to know what sort of device it is. Probably dynamite. But I think for now it's clear that we're looking for an answer elsewhere. Or is it? Shit. London is very much a city of dreams, especially to Mrs. Sato and I. So it seems entirely possible that dreamlike things could take place here. For example, the genius engineer Enoch Drebber developing an anti-gravity device. Why are you such a dumbass? What about this? That's a coal-burning heater, I think, isn't it? Yes, it is. But it's not just for heating, you know. You can grill on it, bake in it, boil, and steam things with it. It serves all sorts of purposes. That seems like having your cake and eating it too. Not unlike a heated kotatsu table with a nabe hot pot, a mikan orange, a cat, and an elderly relative. Oh, you mean it seems too much? I suppose perhaps it does. But you realize only some of those things on your list are edible, don't you? I don't know, you can eat a grandma if you try hard enough. I mean, surely you've all seen Little Red Riding Hood, right?
Take that!
Alright. This unusual coal-burning heater certainly stands out, if you ask me. And I believe it's not just for heating, but also serves many other purposes. One of which, it may surprise you to learn, is controlling gravity in the room in which it's installed. In other words, it would automatically flip a fried egg. But I make a point of frying eggs on one side only. It's quite the proper way. He really scrambled that idea. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-bam. What else we got here? Any other funny stuff, or is it just gonna be the obvious? I mean, I think we know what the obvious is. So I guess I'll skip back, shall I? There we go. Look, there's something written on the underside of this armchair. Oh yes, safe 432582. Safe, as in safe and secure? As in secure lockable box, I think. Admittedly more likely. Well, there is a large safe bolted to the floor on the other side of the room, so yes. So you mean this number would let us open it? I wonder why it's written here, though. Well, I assume that if they found the combination, chances are that they've already, you know, taken everything inside, or at least most of it. Knowing Ace Attorney, there's probably at least one thing left still. Yes, the reason why everything in here has been turned upside down is because of the safe combination. Precisely. I believe, Mr. Naruhodo, that you had a very similar experience once, did you not? Yes, last year. When I bought a lottery ticket and noted the ticket numbered down on the inside cover of a book, just in case. That's it, for people are forgetful souls at heart and always make a written note of important information. Just keeping the ticket itself would be more sensible, I think. And what, pray, happened next, Mr. Naruhodo? When the day of the draw came around, I'd forgotten which book I'd written the number in and had to turn my room upside down to find it. That's it, for people are forgetful souls at heart and always forget what they've noted, where they've noted things down. Not if you always note things down in the same place. You're ruining our moments. We aren't as smart and thoughtful of you. Our heads are empty. I actually won the second prize, you know. But I couldn't remember which magazine I'd slipped the ticket into, so I had to turn... Thank you, Mr. Naruhodo, but I believe I've turned my point now. I've made my point now. Look at his darting eyes. Which is that a very similar scenario has clearly unfolded in this room. Finding himself requiring access to the safe, the occupant of this room clearly needed the combination code. He remembered that he'd written it on the underside of a piece of furniture, but forgot which one. Leading to the state in which we now find the room. Yes, Mr. Drebber overturned all the furniture in here, in a desperate hurry to locate the combination code that would unlock the safe. Conclusion: to find the safe combination. Alright, now the next one. Missing engineer. We have to figure out where he went. Oh my... What if he's hiding in the safe? That would be something. Now let us consider the next conundrum. What was our engineer friend's aim? Intuitively, the greatest clue we have to explain this actions is above our heads. Yes, how is it possible that there are footprints all the way up there on the ceiling? A question whose answer would lead us neatly to the truth, my dear madam. The reason there are footprints on the ceiling is because of the nearby skylight. Well, if a change in the direction of gravity can explain it, then how did those footprints get there? Yes, I feel as though that particular mystery has just become even harder to solve. I can't think of any other way to explain it at all. Oh, life was so much simpler in those halcyon days when gravity could be reversed. It was minutes ago, and those halcyon days never existed in the first place. Well, I suppose we must simply put our faith in Mr. Sholmes and observe the area in more detail. After I save. Yoink. Putting our faith in Mr. Sholmes is what got us into these situations in the first place. Whoa. A shoe? It looks like these are the only windows in the room. In other words, if you wanted to escape without using the door, these skylights would be the only way. Yes, that's true, but even so. And right next to the only escape route, we notice some telltale footprints. Nevertheless, as we've said many times now, gravity can't explain how they got there. But powerful springs in the soles of a man's shoes could. Have you been having strange dreams as well, like Mr. Sholmes? Maybe.
Take that!
Maybe. It would be foolish to ignore the skylight when it's directly adjacent to the footprints there. Somehow or other, Mr. Drebber clearly landed on the ceiling and escaped that way. Personally, I hold with my theory that he had very powerful springs in the soles of his shoes. You... Actually, no, that's a pretty good theory, but I'm still going to deduct you. Oh. Those footprints up there in the ceiling really are a puzzle. And as they're so close to the skylight, it really is very hard to believe the two are unrelated. But perhaps we need to approach this from a different angle. Perhaps we do. Much like this... Maybe something as if this balloon. This is a gas balloon, isn't it? It's tiny, but it does seem to be a real balloon. Yes, I think you're right. I think it's helium that's keeping it up. A green gas balloon. Why does this seem to ring a bell with me? If you can see, there are footprints on this balloon too, look. Oh yeah, surely that's a clue, isn't it? Though what it tells us, I'm not sure. Yoink. Just making sure there wasn't a separate one for the basket. Being able to fly freely in the air, that has been mankind's dream for centuries. And of course, the balloon is the invention that made that dream come true. Mr. Drebber, clearly a man of dreams, used the balloon to ascend to the ceiling and plant his feet on the roof. I take no pleasure in delivering bad news, but the undeniable truth is... it's clearly too small. What? I knew you were going to say that.
My dear fellow, then you are twice the fool. If people could fly in such small balloons, why would anyone ever manufacture larger ones? I don't know, to compensate for something? I despair of your lack of common sense at times, Mr. Naruhodo. That really hurts, coming from you. Oh, he bursted your bubble, as well as your balloon. And skipping. Alright, anything else? No, no, no. Alright, guess we just got the obvious thing. I think that this one's a pretty sure shoe-in. It's hard to believe, but there's a shoe up there, look.
Oh yes, and there are more footprints on this little balloon, too. Perhaps the shoe was thrown up there and became lodged, do you think?
If so, then judging from the number of footprints, it must have been thrown up several times. Why would anyone be throwing shoes up at the ceiling, though?
Oh dear, that's beyond me, I'm afraid.
Who knows? But let's present it anyways.
Take that!
What do we got? Boom. There's only one shoe, though. The reason there are footprints on the ceiling is because of the nearby shoe.
Shoo-wee!
And on closer inspection, there are clearly footprints all over the balloon as well. In other words, the aim was never the skylight at all, but the balloon.
But for what purpose?
A green balloon. That seems somewhat familiar, Data.
Ah. It was a piece of a green balloon envelope that Mr. Naruhodo and Iris found at the scene. And inside the green balloon that Master Gotts claims he saw above the stage when the incident occurred was the second birdcage, the crux of the whole instantaneous kinesis deception. You mean to say...
If we assume the balloon in here is a model of the one used on that day, there is a strong possibility something may be concealed inside it. Something our absconder was desperate to retrieve before making a hasty getaway. But the balloon's out of reach. Hence why he resorted to a projectile, namely the shoe. It was probably Drebber intended to tear a hole in the envelope by assailing it with the shoe. However, his efforts were thwarted when the shoe itself became a prisoner of those lofty heights.
Oh dear. We desperately need to examine that balloon. If only there was some way we could see inside.
You may recall that I found this in the room earlier, which I believe offers a solution.
Oh, the rope.
To reach the intended destination, what better tool than this rope?
Mr. Sholmes has managed to bring the deduction back to the rope.
Alright, I have to admit that was clever. So, we just throw the rope up to the balloon and then pull it down to us on the ground.
Which is much easier said than done, I feel. And could take us a very long time as well.
True, perhaps we need a more surefire method. In fact, we already have one, of course, don't we? Oh, I getcha.
Take that!
The crossbow. Yeah. To reach the intended destination, what better tool than the crossbow?
That was found at the scene, in fact.
And in all likelihood belongs to Mr. Drebber. If the man had only brought it away with him that day, he could have avoided losing a shoe at such a critical time as this. Oh right, he literally just doesn't have a shoe, huh? So, shall we? Your curiosity is deeply stirred, no doubt, my dear fellows. What is it that Enoch Drebber has hidden inside that balloon? Bam. Pop. A knight helmet? Ah! What the? Oh wait, no, that's the professor's helmet. A waxwork? That's the professor's head, isn't it? Indeed it is. A waxwork head inside a metal mask. Oh. Oh, so there's a head inside the mask. A mask that is shut tight and fastened with a strong and quite impenetrable lock. So we can't see the face inside, that means. Interesting.
Just a moment. This is the head of a waxwork model. Does that mean... Oh, goodness.
I see you've joined the dots, Mrs. Soto. Excellent.
Ah, of course, a headless waxwork model. The case of the abducted Madame Tuspel's model that you'd largely discovered. It was only the head of the killer that was still missing.
Indeed it was.
But I believe Madame Tuspels will now have to settle for her sizable account with me. This, as you have now surmised, is the head of the infamous professor.
And yet we can't actually see his face, which I assume is for plot reasons. Yes.
But why is it here?
This conclusively confirms my suspicions. The man responsible for stealing the professor from Madame Tuspel's and returning it, sans tete, earlier today was none other than Enoch Drebber. Also, haha, funny sans blue-eye skeleton, da-da-da-da.
This is incredible. Professor Hairbrain's case and the waxwork abduction case they're inextricably linked by Enoch Drebber's workshop. Huh. Have we checked the inside of the safe yet?
Well, it appears our logical pleasure cruise has come to an end, my dear fellows. All that remains is, yes, to speak with the architect of this adventure.
Oh shit, I haven't heard this before. Yo, this is a new version of the theme. The architect? Is he still in here? Hold up. While we're listening to this banner, let's see if we can see any signs of, well, anything. Oh, they literally... Wow, yeah, they literally just made it so you can't see jack shit on this thing. Oh, there's a keyhole. This lock does seem very strong, doesn't it? There's definitely no way you could remove the mask yourself if it was put on you.
What a terrible way to treat someone, even a convicted criminal.
I know, it's starting to make me livid, actually.
Mr. Naruhodo, please.
I mean, just think about it. Imagine if you had an itch on your cheek all of a sudden. You'd be utterly helpless. Yeah, tell that to Iron Mask.
Well, yes, that's true. But I'm not sure that warrants quite so much anger.
Oh, right, sorry.
Alright. Well, let's continue. The architect? You mean Mr. Drebber? As it seems quite impossible that he escaped via one of the skylights. Obviously, the man must still be here in this room. What?
And his location should be abundantly clear. If you simply reflect on the journey we've made together during this deduction.
Was I right? Is he sitting in the frickin' safe? Enoch Drebber is right here somewhere in this room?
So, Mr. Naruhodo, will you do the honors?
Yes, of course. Oh shit. Mr. Drebber's hiding place must be the... Oh shit. God, we have... Wait a second. I have 5 health still. Yo. I think we can do all the funnies and I don't even have to reload. Personally, I still think he might have escaped via one of those skylights.
But you heard what Mr. Sholm said. The man must still be here in this room. I'm afraid your opinion might put you at loggerheads with the great detective,
Miss Usato. Sometimes a man must stand up for what he believes in and fight.
Oh, well in that case I'll leave you to it.
And that I shall do.
Take that!
There's no sign of Mr. Drebber in here anywhere. So I can't help feeling that the only explanation is that he did escape through one of the skylights on the roof.
I'm afraid you will have to learn to help your feelings, Mr. Naruhodo.
Pardon?
You've already reached the conclusion that escape via Skylight was quite impossible. Says you. I'm sorry to say your only recourse is to follow the logic again from the very beginning.
I'll swallow my pride. Boom. Where could Mr. Trevor be hiding? I'm sure that we've already come across a clue that reveals the answer, you know.
It's when you discuss why all the furniture in here is upside down, wasn't it?
We're very close now, Mr. Naruhodo. I can sense it.
Cupboard.
This looks to be a cupboard for cups and saucers and the like. Ah, an ingenious hiding place. Oh,
Is it?
Well, when you say cupboard, you automatically think of cups and saucers, don't you? And the clever engineer knows that, so he knows you'd never look for him in there, because he's not crockery.
Though sadly it does seem to be full of only crockery.
I don't care, I know I'm right. Because I am Ryunosuke Naruhodo. It's over, Mr. Trevor, we know you're in there. Oh. My dear fellow, he wouldn't be in there. It's a cupboard, after all, for cups and saucers.
Yeah, but I don't know, you could probably hide a person in there.
Yeah, who am I kidding? Unless the Drebber you seek is a piece of fine bone china. You delight in my mistakes, don't you, Mr. Sholmes? Gracious no, Mr. Naruhodo, you're quite mistaken. Alright, and skip through all this because we've already seen it. Onwards to funny thing number 3. The wardrobe. If you need to hide, there's no better place in a wardrobe. I stand firmly by that.
Ah, yes. You had some experience of that yourself a year ago, didn't you?
Damn right I did, back when we thought Asogi was dead. We'll find him in there, mark my words. He'll be curled up in a ball, trembling and hungry. In fact, my own hand is trembling just thinking about making the discovery.
Never mind, Mr. Naruhodo. He could be hiding somewhere else, you know.
Nope, he's there. Shit. Alright, Mr. Drebber, come out. Oh. Not there, Mr. Naruhodo. But I don't understand. You can always climb inside yourself, but I already did that on the Buria. Please don't mind us, go on ahead. I know how fond you are of wardrobes. I'll think of something else, thank you very much. Well, there's only one other option, I believe. And it's a pretty obvious one, I would say. The large safe. Look at all the mess in front of the safe.
Yes, plans and accounting ledgers.
Almost as if someone was in a hurry to empty the contents of the safe, in fact.
Take that!
We're done here. Before we gained access to this back room, we heard noises for a minute. Which tells us that the engineer was still in the building at that point in time. I don't know, it sounded like he was climbing like a metal ladder or something, if you ask me, but whatever. He was in fact searching for the combination to his safe. And pressed for time made no attempt to right the furniture that he overturned in the process. From which we can deduce that his search for the combination happened very recently indeed. In summary, Mr. Enoch Drebber. Is at this very moment inside the safe. Come on out. Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of this topsy-turvy puzzle. Inside the safe. Deduction corrected. Elementary.
So, Mr. Naruhodo, I think perhaps it's time we ended this game of hide-and-seek, don't you? By opening the safe, you mean? What else?
Let's see, the combination was 1,
432582. I knew that. Alright then, here goes. Why, hello there. Oh shit, my man only got one arm. That's kind of metal. You found me. Oh my god. What the hell am I looking at here? What the shit? Yo, this dude's cool. I don't care if you're a murderer. You're cool as hell. Yo, he got some moves. Oh shit, this theme. Dude's got his own music. Do 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 do. I like this tune. Right then, sir. Mr. Enoch Drebber, I presume. This sounds like something you'd hear in the 1,000-Year Door. Correct. You better start talking. You tricked Professor Hairbrain with that bogus machine you built. And you shall have to explain the theft of the waxwork from Madame Tusples as well. Whilst I would be delighted to answer your many questions. Damn. Personally, I prefer the air. I would advise that you deactivate my little parcel first. Deactivate your parcel? I refer, of course, to the time bomb. I left it in a most prominent position. Ah! Ha ha ha. I see. Stunned silence. You're all gearing up to die with me, then. Yo, that is a face right there. No! Oh no, we're all gonna die. Mr. Sholmes, with only 7 seconds to spare. That was too close for comfort. I got 1 foot in the grave already. Wow, it actually was set to go off. Are you trying to help us get a killer or get us killed? Mr. Sholmes' deductions can be completely life-alerting, can't they? Well, my dear fellows, that was a close shave. The resemblance to an anti-gravity device is really quite startling, I must add. Anti-gravity devices don't exist. Whew. I wouldn't push it, Mr. Sholmes. Present this first. It might surprise you to learn that I'm actually a lawyer from the Empire of Japan. I detest lawyers. They wield so-called special powers in an attempt to grind down our freedoms. Yes, let me be quite clear. I detest lawyers very much. Any chance 2 negatives to make a positive? You know, let's just talk to you. What happened here? What on earth happened in here? You've found me, haven't you? No need to screw me down any further. Everything in here is precisely what it seems. Yeah, well, we'll be giving it a thorough going over, don't you worry, Drebber. What fails to click with me is how you were able to locate my workshop. That I was not expecting. When I heard whistling from the other room, I knew it was time to bolt. Whistling? Ah, that would have been me. Oh. For some reason, I woke in fine fettle today. Like a kettle. No words, just tightly squeezed chips. Clearly I must have a screw loose, though, as I couldn't remember the combination for the safe. And another one loose, as I couldn't remember on which piece of furniture I'd written it down. I also found a rope over by the wall. Yes, I had hoped to exit through the skylight, but sadly the rope was too short. So, I then set about searching for the combination code to open the safe. and burn the incriminating blueprints, don't forget. Regrettably, though, you failed to retrieve the head from the balloon amongst the rafters. And after that, you hid yourself inside the safe, having first set this parcel ticking. Well, I had no intention of being nailed by the police. Alright. Got a death wish, have you? Hiding right beside a ticking time bomb. I mean, he was hiding in a safe. I don't know, maybe that would help. Please, why do you suppose I chose to hide inside the safe? Yeah, I was about to say. It's no ordinary safe. It is specially designed. A dynamite explosion wouldn't leave a scratch on it. So in fact, the safe was the only safe place. Precisely. But once you climb inside, you wouldn't have been able to get out again.
I invite you to look more closely. The safe is fitted with a handle on the inside to allow the door to be unlocked from within. Ah, so it is. I had always intended to blow this place to smithereens in any case. I just wasn't expecting an uninvited guest to come along and screw up my plans. Do you mean to say you were planning to blow us all up? No, that was unforeseen. What do you mean? Most people run, you see, when they see a ticking time bomb at their feet. Ah. I calculated the time required for a retreat to a safe distance and set the device accordingly. But your seemingly endless discourse in here threw a spanner in the works. Well then. Is something wrong, Gregson? Do I have something on my face besides the usual eyes, ears, nose, and mouth? Yes, a face that pisses me the hell off. Doom. Alright. I think we finally have a fairly good idea of what's been going on here now. But what about the two incidents you've evidently been involved in recently? Professor Harebrand's instantaneous kinesis experiment at the Great Exhibition. And the waxwork model you stole, which this head belongs to. That's no ordinary head, you know. That's the head of the professor. Clad in a mask with a lock so strong, I'm unable to open it safely to reveal the killer's identity. Wait, so it was always like that? I've been considering carrying it around as protection. After all, that's enough. That's enough. Oh shit, Scythe. What's going on here, Gregson? I'm sure you're aware that I have sole jurisdiction to investigate here. Yes, well... Dr. Scythe again, so the forensic investigation team are here. And you know full well this engineer is a key witness. Why are you allowing this lawyer access to him? If Lord Strongheart knew of this, you'd be finished. I'm moving to Paris anyways, what do I care? You lot, leave at once. My dear madam, there's no need for such a threatening tone, I assure you. After all, that's no way to greet an old acquaintance, is it, Dr. Scythe? Oh, you know him. Or you know her. Hello, Sholmes. Mr. Sholmes knows Dr. Scythe? If it's protecting the machine next door that's causing such a sour expression on your face, you are quite misguided. It's really nothing more than a shell, you... Get out. But of course, we'll show ourselves the door. I see you haven't softened at all. Mr. Norihiro. Yes? It would appear that our delightfully entertaining investigations have run their course for today. But Mr. Sholmes... Let us leave this place in the doctor's capable hands. I said get out, now. All of you. Your presence here is not required either, Gregson. Understood. What about me? Can I stay? But I'll just say one thing before I head off. If it wasn't for this lawyer and his companions, we'd never have found this place, and the whole workshop would have been blown to bits. There was a time bomb set in here that this lot disarmed. Inspector. Gregson's real cool. He's really had character development in this game. I mean, he had some at the end of the last game, but he's really had a lot since then. Or shown since then. This case in particular. Cute, cute, cute. Something giving you a chuckle, has it, Drebber? Oh, so sorry. I didn't mean to offend. You're quite right, of course. You did disarm the time bomb, didn't you? Yes, you did disarm that one. What are you... That one? You mean... Gina? No! No! Oh, fuck. It was an hour later that we heard the news of the enormous explosion that ripped through the experimentation stage at the Great Exhibition. Professor Harebrain's invention and all its secrets were blown away forever. What the fuck? I hope no one was killed. Well, he literally just he admitted that he freaking exploded that shit. He said we got rid of one of them. I thought something was gonna happen to Gina there because she was freaking holding the bomb. I thought she was about to die there. My heart jumped several beats. Oh shit. 24th October, 9:11 a.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. Good morning to you, Mr. Naruhodo. Good morning, Professor. Ready for today's proceedings? I hope so. I should be. Even I, with nothing left to... Good morning, my dear fellows. Oh, Mr. Sholmes, you're here. Why, naturally, a true gentleman stands shoulder to shoulder with his fellows in battles at all times. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I'll see you later, then. He's just gone. Now, Professor, we really need you to remain calm in the courtroom today. Yes, do try your hardest not to enter the witness stand uninvited again. Yes, I will. I realize I was a mistake. My dear fellows, I must interject. Oh, you're still here, Mr. Sholmes. What's the matter? Surely you've overlooked some phrase, have you not, to be cast in my direction? Sorry, I don't follow. Must I spell it out? I, the great Herlock Sholmes, the greatest detective of worldwide acclaim. Arose at some ungodly hour to be here, first thing in the morning. A miracle, you must agree. Well, if I must agree, then... As you know, my sleep is quite impregnable. Iris had to employ her full gamut of tactics. She pulled the covers off, shook me, poked both cheeks, punched me, and kicked me from the bed. Then she poured a boiling cup of her latest experimental blend in my face, and at last I was bestirred. Oh my, Iris has been busy. Iris doesn't have it in her to go that far. She's too nice. I sense the spirit of a fellow scientist, one who relishes the infinite possibilities of blending tea. I'm the one worthy of praise here, not Iris. This is my victory. This reminds me of that post about, like, someone frickin' drowning in the background. And there's, like, the person posting the pictures. It's like, this isn't about them. Sorry to cut in. Oh, it's you. Oh, Inspector Gregson, good morning. Gregson, my dear fellow, why the grim expression at this delightfully early hour? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because I've been confronted with a grimmer expression, huh?
Dear me, are you going to take that insult lying down, Professor? What? I don't know. Poor Professor. Anyway, here's the paperwork you asked for. What paperwork? I took the liberty of requesting it yesterday. I have a feeling it may prove useful. You wouldn't believe the hoops I had to jump through to get this brought out of the archives. It's the professor's autopsy report. That mass murderers? Who killed 5 members of the aristocracy? He was found guilty in a closed trial 10 years ago now. It was all done under wraps. And he was quickly executed soon after the trial. It's all in here. Okay, I'm gonna check that out right now. I don't know what to say. Thank you, Inspector. And we got 2 full pages here. Condemned prisoner, redacted for confidentiality. Pseudonym, the professor. Death by hanging, confirmed at midnight, 17th of June. Courtney Stevens. Okay. We still have this. I feel like we're gonna have to find the key to open this eventually. Though that would mean we'd have to reveal like a frickin' confidential-ass secret. Yes, much obliged, Gregson. Us lowly lot at the yard are just doing what we can. In the shadow of the great Detective Sholmes, of course. Thanks a lot, man. You're a real one. Big shocker when you share the same name as me. Well done, Professor Harebrained. This is it. Today we're gonna lay all this to rest at last. I wish you the best of luck, Professor. I suppose he'll be in there today, will he? Drebber. Yes, we expect the prosecution to summon him as a witness. Oh shit, right. And also, we're gonna have to deal with frickin' Kazuma being on the bench with Von Zykes. I'm still amazed that you managed to find him in just one day. I really owe you both so much. Counsel and defendant. The trial is about to resume. Can't you make your way into the courtroom at once? Alright. This is it then. The final chapter. Funny, my heart's racing a little. I've not felt this before, actually. This strange foreboding. As if something's gonna happen in this trial that I'm not ready for. But I can't let that distract me from the only thing that really matters. Finding the truth. Here we go. '24th October, 9:30 a.m. The Old Bailey courtroom. We'll start the trial next episode, and next time, I should say, on Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Oh man, am I excited to see how the trial goes. But that'll have to wait till next time. Adios, ciao, and bye-bye. Signing off until next time. Ja, matane.